video, some kind of ending. Eventually it'll happen. So what is happening, everybody? Yo, we're racing the roof today. Apparently, wasn't planning on doing this, but yo, we're here. Now, if you would like to get tapped for what we're about to cover, ba-bam, those are down below. Of course, you hear me say it all the time. I ain't ever gonna stop. Free fretboard decoder course right over here. If you want to check that out as well, links for all that stuff is down below in the description. So what we're talking about today, we're talking about 5 licks that, at least for me personally, really changed the way that I play guitar. When you really sit there and dissect what's happening. And they're not complicated licks, they're simple licks that will change the way you play guitar. And why is, like I said, if you really look inside of the lick, not just learning, you know, the notes themselves, the actual concepts behind them, you're gonna learn a lot of stuff. You know, you can apply this in multiple ways, branch it out way further than what you have with this, you know, just these simple licks, because I learned these basic licks a long time ago. They were just kind of like this template that I used to, you know, turn them into a lot of other things. So we're gonna go ahead and stop talking, get going on this stuff. I'm just running out of the Les Paul, into the orange, into the 2 notes, and yo, let's go. Okay, so lick number 1, we are starting off with a Reindeer Rhodes lick that I learned a very long time ago, and I don't know. And what I thought was so cool about it is the way he chromatically walks through the scale, and he kind of like starts in key, and then he like walks his way down to get in position to stay in key. And I was just like, oh wow, I didn't know you could do that. So real slow, the lick is this. Oh, maybe. That's the entire lick. Another thing I noticed right away about it was how much palm muting he was using. So he was really a very like percussive-y attack to the strings. So let's kind of cover what's happening here. Like I said, because there's a few things to look into. Like I said, dissect what's happening here. You want to look at the way he's muting those higher strings. A lot of people don't do that, you know, and quite heavily the way he is. And then the way we're taking a single pattern, moving it chromatically, getting back in, you know, into key. And then you're right back there, right back at home in your, you know, A minor scale, whatever range he's using for that solo. But it starts up here, you're just going to go 11 to 10 on the B. And then you go to 12 to 10 on the G. So you do that twice. Now you just simply move down a half step and do the same thing, so you're going to be on 10 and 9, and then 11 and 9. Now that one's twice as well. The first 2 you do twice, and the rest are single. So then you go. So from here, now you just keep moving it down a fret. So it goes 9 8, 10 8, 8 7, 9 7, 7 6. Was 8 6, and then 6 5, 7 5. You're back in your kind of A shape there. So again, one more time, up to speed, it would go like this. Just a really fun one. I've always enjoyed that lick a lot. All right, so we've entered some good old Jimmy Page territory. Get your Les Pauls, get your Tellys, you know, dime your Supros, whatever you got going on. Let's get our Jimmy Page on. He used an orange too. Look, bam! I'm ready. And so the lick is this slow. Very Jimmy Page-ish. You know, Jimmy Page has this really cool quality. Again, to kind of go a little bit deeper and dissect what's happening here. He was using, you know, the minor pentatonic scale, but he's throwing in some major notes, some, you know, kind of like some Dorian vibes. He's got the major 6 in there. He's throwing in that, he's got a 2 instead of just the minor 3. So he has a lot of really cool elements going on, and you know, in all the facets of Jimmy's playing. It's very interesting. So we go like this. So it's 8 pull off 5 on the high string. Then you go 7 pull off 5 on the high. Then you're gonna go to the B, and you're gonna go, what is it? 7 pull off 5. You notice I do it all with down picks, actually, because there's so many pull offs. You can kind of have like free play with how much time it takes to get to the notes. Me, it's like a timing thing. It just gets my hand in that groove. Now, like I said before, take the idea and, like, you know, take it into something else. Be like, okay, well, now I'm going to put it into string skipping, where I'm going to go. You know, the idea came from the page lick, but now it sounds very different. You know, whatever it might end up being, that's not the best example. But yeah, just take it and sit there and build off of it and really dissect. Don't just learn a lick for the sake of knowing a lick. Learn a lick and figure out, well, what's happening. So next we've got the man, the myth, my favorite guitar player ever, Eddie Van Halen. He was the king of cool licks that once you figured them out, you're like, really, that's all that's going on? It sounds so much, you know, tougher than that. And it would be this. He would just kind of move through the strings. He does it a bunch, lots of solos. And essentially he takes one shape and moves it across the strings, and he just makes sure that he ends in key. Now the majority of the notes are, quote unquote, the right notes, in key, whatever you want to call it. Some of them would not be the best note to land on, but since he's going kind of so fast and rhythmically through them, it kind of makes them all work. So he just takes a simple pattern and he goes 4, 5, 7 on the low E string. I've done this in another video or something. 4, 5, 7 on the A. 4, 5, 7 on the D. Okay? So you have that. Now you can add the palm muting if you want. I do, just out of habit. Now, every time you go down 3 strings, you start back over again 1 string higher. So you go to the A string now. Then you go to the D. Then the G. Then he resolves it back to that A note. So he does that in Jump. He does it in I'm the One. He kind of does a similar thing to it in the Feel Your Love Tonight. He's like, he's just descending. Eddie did that one a lot, and it's just a super cool lick. Alright, so we're on the Eddie Van Halen train, so let's keep going. I think one of the things that have stuck with me more than anything, all throughout time of learning to play guitar, especially learning Eddie Van Halen stuff, is his, like, plucky style. He does it, the lick I'm going to show you is this one from Hot for Teacher. And that has stuck with me so much because I love it. It's like so aggressive. The notes are only there for a second. It's just like such a punch to it. Like instead of going like this, not nearly as aggressive as. So I know I do it all the time. In my own playing, I'm always doing it. And it's 100% from Eddie. So let's kind of dissect what's happening here. Now he's all the way up here in F sharp, of course. Starting off with this unison bend, 14 on the high E and 17 on the B. Now you're gonna do this. This little walk up here is just 16 pull off 14. Now I'm doing all up picks. It gives you a little bit more pop to the note versus down picks seem to be a little bit more full and low sounding. Now I'm gonna go 17 to 14, 19 to 14. Then you go. So it's 17, 16, 17. Then you go 16, hammer on 17, pull off 16, pull 14. Okay? Again, all up. So I'm just ending on a bend on 17. You could continue to lick if you wanted to. But always such a cool, like, I've used it forever. Yeah, Eddie's the man. And I thought we'd leave off with one that's maybe not the easiest, but once you grasp the concept, it's not that bad. I know I say that a lot, but this one, it's because of the guitar player we're going to mention, Erik Johnson, his descending fives. I have a video specifically for this. You can find it. It's like an old video, 3 or 4 years old now, but it still covers the concept in more detail than what I will here. But basically, it's just this. And And I meant to do it out of the key of B, but I see I tabbed out in E, so I guess we're in E. Now, there's a few mechanical things that are happening here. It's not all alternate picking. It's grouping in 5 notes. So if you're used to the kind of like the 6-note grouping, this is very different from that. We're just going to do 5 notes at a time. So basically, let's do this. You're going to go 15, 12 on the high E string, which is the down, up. Somewhere there's... Sorry, these volume knobs don't work the best on my Les Paul. Then 15 to 12 on the B. Now 14 on the G. So, because if you go down, up, that one ends on a down, and you need that to be a down. Because you're going to start your next group of 5 here on the B string. 15, 12, 14, 12, 14. So you're going to go down, up, down, down. Right there. That's the secret, those 2 downs. And it was actually, when I figured out that he was doing this, it really changed my picking hand a lot, to where I do that a lot more now in my own playing. So we have this. Okay, and then you go 15, 12, 14, 12, 14. Now you're going to roll your ring finger to get that 14 on the G. 14, 12, 14, 12, 14, 12. Rolling it again. 14, 12, 14, 12, 15, 12. So yeah, I watch my hand real close. Faster. That we can kind of see the movement. So as I speed up, I don't move my hand nearly as much. I keep thinking I have a pickup on, I don't. Again, and you can get to where you can move it. Like I said, I use it a lot in my own playing. But yeah, go ahead and have bump that one. Alrighty guys, that's going to be it for us here today. Hope you got those licks all down underneath the phalanges. Like I said, tabs are down below. What else you want to know? I gotta go, so I'm out of here. So I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Yo man, another Tuesday video. What's good, yo? What's good? Bye guys, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you on the flippity flop. Can you feel it?